Hello everyone, have another craft to show you. It's really just a quick and simple craft. Most of the stuff is from Dollar Tree. And so if you've done crafts with the library before, you know we've used splatter guards. I've already taken the handle off, but it comes like this for the top. I always have to unscrew the handle. It's just the easiest way. It saves you a lot of pain. Phillips screwdriver, unscrew the handle and take it off. Take the plastic off, and so now yes, it does have the hole in the middle, but what we're using today for it's not going to matter. So splatter guard is one of the things you're going to need. This is a placemat, again at the Dollar Tree. When I went looking for the placemat to use for this project, I made sure that the saying would fit in the middle of the splatter guard. And even if you have a splatter guard at home, no worries. I just picked one off the wall that was at Dollar Tree to try to line it up so that my saying would be placed in the center of the splatter guard, because that's what we're making, like a wall plaque, a circular wall plaque. And so that's where I have the idea here of your placemat. And of course, placemats like this is a Dollar Tree have all kinds of sayings, so you can have it any color, different sayings. And of course, I lined it up on top to see where I like it, how I want it placed, and I used a pencil and I just traced around it, all the way around it to have my lines to cut. But if you have a dark mat, say it's a black mat with a white saying, you're not going to see your lines, and so you can make it template. Just get a newspaper, cut a circle out of the newspaper and put your newspaper down on your black mat and just cut a lot around it like a pattern or a template. So just different ways that you can do that to use different color background without giving yourself such a headache. And so I've done my tracing already. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to cut out right on the line that I've drawn on the placemat. Because what we're going to do is we're going to hot glue, because you know me and my crafts, we love hot glue. So we're going to hot glue this right on the splatter guard. In just a second. So we have this, we're going to cut around. It's not hard to cut, it's kind of like a foam based placemat, so it does give it some thickness and character for your plaque. All right, so here we go. It's going to have it, it's going to line up like this. We have it. So we have it where we're going to line it up. I think I'm going to maybe trim it just a little, I'm not sure yet. So we have it that. Now, something else that we're going to do around the side, I have this, they call it nautical rope. It's a thicker twine, a thicker rope. And we're going to do this around the outside to put it, just to give it, again, some more character. If you don't need to have it so thick, you can do ribbon around the outside. If you prefer ribbon, thinner ribbon, thicker ribbon, there's all kinds of ideas, rickrack, those type of things that you can put around the outside to decorate your mat. So we're ready. We're going to glue like crazy because, of course, it's a splatter guard, so you have to make sure it gets through there, and you want to go around the outside. Go. Stick it all in. And as you can see, it overlaps some. But again, that's not going to matter because I'm going to hot glue that twine around the outside for a trim, as like on a picture. So we're going to reload hot glue. I don't know if I showed you this tip before, but you can reload a hot glue gun by just putting a little dot there. And then it hot glues into your stick, so it will travel through your hot glue gun easier. Now this, I'm going to start mine at the top because I am going to add a bow, and so this will cover up the start and the end of my border. Just going to hold it a minute to make sure it sticks. We're going to go around and glue this on. Just make sure it's secure. Take your time. So it's going to look nice because it's going to be your border on the outside of your plaque. This is similar to a lot of the pizza pan ideas, if you've seen those on YouTube or Pinterest. Same type of idea. It's just not going to be as heavy because it's a splatter guard. But again, you can do the same thing with a pizza pan. If you bought a pizza pan at Dollar Tree because you wanted to try something, do the same thing with the placemat. Put that in the side. Use this as a trim. So we're just going to work our way around. Make sure you don't have any bubbles or anything where it's going to loop up. And this, with it being a placemat, it is somewhat weatherproof. I wouldn't put it out in the rain, but if you want to hang it on a front porch, if you find one that says welcome or anything like that, you feel you can put on the front porch. Again, with it being the placemat with the plastic finish on the outside, it should withstand some weather under a covered porch. Okay, so here, see, we're nearly finished, just gluing around. I'm going to glue right up to there, so I'm ready to cut it. Maybe, there we go. Just a smidge more hot glue to keep it on there since we're going to put our bow there, or ribbon. So then we have that finished. This part was the easy part for me. The hard part was trying to figure out what I'm going to put at the top. And I know you can see all the glue strings. That's no big deal. We'll clean that all up later when we're done hot gluing. That's just part of crafts. And so I decided I did a bow like this. So I thought maybe if I would like it like this at the top. And this is just cutting pieces the same length, stacking them on top of each other and tying a string or wire in the middle. I even tried a stacked bow with white trim down the middle. Try that on the top. To me, that was still a little too bulky. I'm kind of pretty simple, chic, I guess. I don't need it so big. I'm going to save this bow though because I really like it. I made it just with some burlap. They call it ribbon. It's more of a thicker burlap, or excuse me, wider burlap. So we have that. I made that just by folding it in half and putting some ribbon on it. I think I'm going to use, it's 1.5 inches ribbon. I'm going to use it in a white. I think that'll go well with the lettering. What I did is I measured out pieces like this. So I measured out 2 12-inch pieces, cut them, then I measured a 10-inch piece and cut it. I hot glued them in a loop. You can see it's hot glued. I just made a loop, just a band of hot glue there on one of the 12-inch and one of the 10-inch. And if you have them, you stack them up. You're gonna try to line up your seams together because that's where it's gonna be your middle of your bow. You're creating a bow with it like this. And so you can decide, have it like this. I think so. And then your other long piece is what the piece they hang down. I want mine to lay a certain way, so I'm actually going to fold it. And since my ribbon is the same on both sides, that will work for me. I'm going to fold it when I put it on because I'm going to have it spaced out where I'm going to hot glue the ribbon out to the side so you can still see my side. So I have my layers of bow. I have it how I'm going to fold it. What do I do now? Well, you get a little piece of twine or jute, or if you have wire, and you're going to wrap that around. And so I just squish it together with my hands. I'm just squishing it so that I can get the jute around it to tie it tight. Some people have one of those bow things. I don't know. I don't use that stuff. We just try to keep looking at how to make bows easier and easier. Okay, so I've just looped it around. I know you probably can't see my tying, but I'm making just a little tie. This, and before you tie it off again, tight, make sure it's in the middle. It looks like you want. Now, if you want a really big bow, if you have the space for a big bow, you just make your lengths. You measure out, you make your lengths longer. You can add more if you want to. I think since it's pretty simple and simplistic, I'm just going to leave it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and tie it off. I'm going to have to decide if I want to leave the jute twine up here in the middle like this, or if I'm going to put a piece of white in the middle. I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to hot glue it at the top and hang it on my door, or hang it in my kitchen. Of course, you're like, oh wait, how are you going to hang it? Again, pipe cleaner, twisty tie, any of those type of things, make a little loop, hot glue it to the back. That makes a perfect way where you can hang it. So there you go, guys. I'm going to finish up with my bow. Feel free to start making something yourself like this. Some of the ideas, but use it with like a pizza pan or something else you have in your house that you can recreate and decorate in your house. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.